Hey guys, it's Joe from Finding Faith, and in today's video I just want to talk really quickly and say that I hope you guys are getting to a point where you can learn to love your own stories and where God is bringing you in your own life. And I bring this up because this is something that I struggled with until fairly recently, because I don't really like my story. I wish I could completely rewrite my life story and grow up in a Christian household without so many of the struggles that I've gone through or am going through, and I just wish that it could all be so different. But something happened recently, since sharing the video on my Facebook page about my testimony, and I'll put a link in the description so you guys can watch my testimony video if you haven't. Since then, I've had this weird whirlwind of sharing my testimony with people, with one of my roommates who hadn't heard it because, as much as I like the guys, they're too busy, they haven't watched many of my videos. I've also gotten to share it with, a couple groups of Christians and a group of other friends who hadn't really known the story. And most recently, actually, I shared it with some people from church, and we had a visitor who was there, and it inspired her to talk about her own story. And I'm not gonna lie, this was another really emotional story, and I think part of what helped her be able to share hers is the fact that she heard mine, and it brought her to better terms with where she was with God. So my story helped enhance her relationship with God, and she feels like she can talk to people about God in a better way because she actually told me that afterwards. I was not expecting that. And my whole point with this is you don't know who your story is going to help out. So you should learn to love it. You should learn to be comfortable with it, be comfortable sharing it with people. And if anyone gets not fully being comfortable with their own story, it's me. It's taken a lot of work for me to get here. I've had to share it a bunch of times and I haven't really liked it. Then that happened. This woman hears my story and just something about it helped her. In that sense, it was just completely worth it. I'm glad that I was able to share it that night. I'm glad that God's made me share it as many times as He had so that I could feel comfortable speaking in front of this group. Yeah, it's just a good realization to come to. God knows what He's doing in your life. God is personal, and we should just really love that and learn to love what God is doing for us as individuals. To be clear, I'm not advocating complacency in the least. What I am advocating for is just learning to love what God has done to bring you to Him, and just coming to understand that what God is still doing in your life is important, and just respecting God enough to actually do the hard work of working on whatever it is that you're currently dealing with, because God's gotten you to that point, which is, your whole testimony. You were here, you met God, now you're at this new point, and things are better. Things are going to keep getting better because that's who God is. If you haven't accepted God, just learn to love the fact that, you're at a point in your life where you have a very unique story. Maybe there are things that you share in common with other people, but there's something about you that makes you unique. I believe God is doing something with you. You may not believe that, you may not know what that is, you may be unsure, but something good is going to come out of whatever you're struggling with right now, or have been struggling with your entire life. I believe that, and I look forward to seeing that play out in your guys' lives. And that's it for today. Have a blessed day or a blessed night. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks again for watching.